So just have a seat, maybe on a bolster, maybe on a blanket. Use blocks if you need to. I like to put blocks underneath for my thighs, just to keep my hips even and comfortable. And then sit up tall, become aware of your posture, the shoulders relax down. And then your hands can rest gently onto your thighs. If you want to take a mudra, we could do Gaya mudra. You can bring your thumb and index finger to touch, and then turn the palms up towards the sky or down towards the earth for a little more grounding. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in through your nose, and then exhale, sigh it out, audible sigh. And just begin to check in and notice if you have any tension in those shoulders, anything going on in the upper back. Make sure you have your jaw unclenched, back of your neck lengthening. Feel your tailbone and sitting bone grounded. And let's take another breath in. Exhale, sigh that out again. And each breath, I want you to just work on letting go of tension, just letting it release from the tight places in your body. So depending where you hold tension, whether it's in the shoulders or neck, upper back, or perhaps you hold it in your hips and your lower back. Some people hold it in their face, like at the jaw or the eyebrows or the forehead. So just softening all those places. Allow your breath to flow in and out with ease. When you're stressed, sometimes we take short, shallow breaths. So if that's you, just try to slowly lengthen your breath. And the deeper that you can get your breath, the longer you can make your breath, the more the body will respond by relaxing. So on each inhalation, just breathe in, fill up the lungs. And then exhale, you're releasing tension, you're releasing worries and thoughts. If you notice that your mind is busy with thoughts, try to set those aside for the next hour as you practice. And just stay present with the breath flowing in and out, with the sensations in your physical body. Couple more nice full deep breaths. And then you can release to Gyan Mudra, and we'll circle the arms up over your head, join your palms together, and then as you exhale, bringing thumb knuckles to the heart. And just let your chin lower towards your chest. Let's begin with an intention for today's practice, or you can do a dedication. And then once you've set your intention, just go ahead and release your hands down to your thighs again. Take a deep breath in, exhale through the mouth. Relax those shoulders, and then we're going to let the right ear just lower towards the shoulder. So just letting the head drift over there. Breathe in and out, and if you want to, you can let your left fingertips come down to the floor. Maybe walk the fingertips further away. You can also add a little movement, maybe nodding the chin towards the chest or doing a little movement from side to side. Keep letting that breath release that tension. So if you notice any strong sensations in your neck, just try to breathe through it. Good. As you exhale this next time, we're going to let the chin come to the center. So let the back of your neck release. Let your head feel heavy. Breathe in and breathe out. And then as you inhale, bring your head back up to neutral. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, we'll go the other way. So just allowing your left ear to move towards left shoulder. And then if you want to, you could put your right fingers on the floor, press down, or walk the fingers out a little bit more. Add movement, nodding the chin to the chest, a little yes, a little no. Okay, so just noticing where you feel the tension. Breathe through it. Try to relax. And you can slowly go ahead and let that chin drop towards the chest again. And then as you inhale, just let your head float back up to its neutral position. And then you can let your arms just hang by your side, and we'll do shoulder shrugs. So you're going to bring the shoulders up by your ears, and we're going to relax them down nice and slow. So take about 5 or 6 counts to release the shoulders back to neutral. So you'll inhale them up and exhaling them slowly down. Got a few more of these. Inhaling and exhaling. And again, up and down. And then we'll take the arms out wide. Palms are going to turn up towards the sky. And then we're going to rotate the arms down and just kind of rotate them as far as you can get them forward. And then rotating them back as far as you can get them. And then just noticing how this feels on your shoulders, especially as you roll them forward. You can almost feel like they roll up. But then when you roll them back, they kind of release down and you're widening across the chest. And just do one more of these. Forward and back. Good. And then we'll go right into side bend. So you're going to reach that right arm nice and high and stretch it over. Gaze can be lifted, or you can keep it neutral. You can look down towards the floor. And if you want to, you could walk your hand out a little further, deepening that stretch as you bend your elbow towards the earth. Get one more deep breath in, and then as you exhale, release back to center, sit up tall, take a breath in, and then we'll go to the other side. Left arm reaches up. Okay, so breathe deep, and then you can also change it by walking your hand out further, maybe lowering that elbow towards the floor, just keeping those sitting bones equally weighted. Good, last breath. And then go ahead and come back up, sit up tall. And then we'll bring the hands behind you. So you're just gonna place them onto the floor, lean back, and then we're gonna uncross the legs and we'll do windshield wipers. So you can go ahead and move any props away from you and take your legs wider, and we're just gonna drop those knees to one side and then the other. Nice and slow. And you can go ahead and just, as your body starts to move, your lower body starts to move, try to keep your upper body centered. So when you drop your knees to one side, pull your shoulder, the opposite shoulder back, and you'll get a little bit more stretch. So resist the urge, let that shoulder go with the knees. So turn it back, and we'll do one more. And then come back to center, and let's go ahead and stretch the legs out. And keep your hands on the floor, either right beside you or maybe slightly behind your hips. And we'll flex and point those feet. Rotate the ankles both directions. And then shake out your legs. And then just go ahead and, if you're sitting up on a prop, scoot yourself forward, feel both your sitting bones. And then we're going to stretch the arms forward. And then we're just going to alternate reaching one arm forward and then pull it back. So the elbows stay straight. We're moving from the shoulder blades, so just trying to create a little bit of mobility there in that upper back area. So alternate reaching, pull it back in. So one shoulder blade is protracting as the other's retracting. Okay, just alternate one more each side. And then go ahead and relax those arms down. And then we'll just slide our hands kind of forward and back a little bit, massaging out your legs. And you can also do some tapping if you want to, tapping up and down the legs, inside and outside of the legs. And then you can tap your hips, your lower back, tap your belly, your chest. And then we'll tap down your arms, starting at the top of the shoulder, down the outside, and then just kind of up the inside of your arm back to your chest. Do one more, and then we'll go to the other side, tapping down the outside, up the inside. Back to your chest again, just getting right under those collarbones. This hits those K27 points. So we always have to think about strengthening our immune system. And then we're just going to tap along the jaw, so softening and relaxing your jaw, under your eyes, under your nose, forehead, right across the middle of your forehead to the temples, and then we'll go up to the top of your head, just tapping right at the center, right at the crown. Go down the back of your head to your neck, so right at the base of your neck, back up to the top of your head. Do that one more time. Down and back up. Okay, shake everything off, shake out the legs, and we're coming to tabletop. So that tapping step's really good to do before you do any sort of physical exercise, and it helps to increase your proprioception, kind of wakes up the nervous system a little bit. All right, we're going to come to tabletop and support yourself as needed with your props. Coming to hands and knees, we'll spread those fingers out nice and wide, and then just have your toes flat on the ground. And we'll move through some cat and cow. So pull the shoulders back, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze. And then as you exhale, draw your tailbone under, round your spine, and you're gonna just bring your gaze between your legs. So inhale, full breath in as you move into your cow pose, and then full breath out, moving into your cat pose. We'll do one more, each, one cow, one cat, and then we'll go into child's pose. So go ahead and round your spine, and then just take your knees wide apart. Keep rounding as you stretch your hips back. And then extend the arms forward, soften your head. So if your head doesn't touch, you can also just bring a block in and place it underneath so that your head is supported. And you want to put that support right at your third eye. So what we're going to do with that third eye pressure is we're going to roll the head from right to left. So if you can't get your head down, just use a block under there, and you get this pressure right on that third eye as you start to turn your head to the right and to the left. Great massage too, like if you have headaches or something like that, like if you get like tension headaches, and you can do this, just rolling that right across the brow. Feels really, really nice. Releases tension in your forehead and gets rid of those tension headaches. A couple more of those back and forth. And then just relax and center. Just maintain that pressure there on that third eye point. Take a full breath in so that you can feel your breath all the way down to your lower back. Exhale out, and then you can lift your head if you can remove that prop if you're using it. And then stretch your arms as far as you can. Arms will be straight, and then we're going to lift up back into your tabletop position. Take a full breath in through the nose, and then as you exhale, we're going to lift the lower abdominals, and then right leg's going to come back. So we're going to extend out through the heel. So flex your foot, toes are pointing down, and we're going to swing that leg over to your left,
Look over your left shoulder and then press your toes down, press out through the heel. So really feel that stretch. Opening up the right side body. Breathe in, breathe out. And then we're going to lift that leg up, bring it back to center, and then you're bending your knee. We're going to bring it all the way over to the right. So bring your knee towards your elbow. Straighten it out. And we're going to just vinyasa through this. So you're going to swing it over, just tap your toes down. We're not going to stay. As you exhale, bring it back over to your right, bending the knee, straightening it out, and over to the left. Bring it in all the way to the right again, and we'll do one more. To the left, look over left shoulder. To the right, look over right shoulder. And then go ahead and set it down. And then we'll torso circle starting to the right. So you're going to bring your right hip towards your right heel, then over to the left and through center. So 3 more of these, just circling around. Let your eyes close. Breathe in and out. Let it feel good. Remember, we're just releasing stress today, releasing tension in our body. So movement, just let it feel good. Last circle. Come back to center, and then we're going to repeat that on the other side. So take a breath in through the nose, fill up your belly, and then as you exhale, lifting up, lift up the left leg, stretch it back. And then we're going to swing it over to the right, placing those toes down, pressing out through the heel. You're looking over your right shoulder. Breathe into your left side. Okay, last breath, and then you're going to pick up your foot, and we're bringing it over to the left. You're bending your knee, look over your left shoulder, knee towards elbow. Straighten it, come to center, and then over to the right. Tap it down, look over the right shoulder. Pick it up, gaze shifts over to the left as the knee comes in, center, and then over to the right. We'll do 2 more of these. So take it slow. Make sure you're breathing really well. Last one. And then set your knee down. And then we'll go into downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under, spread your fingers wide, and then float the knees, lift the hips, lift the sitting bones, shake out your head and neck, pedal out your feet. Good. Bend and straighten your knees a couple of times. Okay, and then we're going to slowly walk your feet all the way up to your hands. You can move your props, whatever you're using, just move those aside. Walk all the way up to the front of your mat. Grab whatever supports that you need and place your hands on them. And then just allow your hips to sway from side to side. Let your head relax. Remember to unclench your jaw. Then you're coming to center, and we're going to press down to the 4 corners of your feet. Bend your knees, and then let your arms hang as you slowly roll yourself up to a standing position. Roll the shoulders back, stand up tall, feel your feet underneath of you, and then close your eyes. So with your eyes closed, lift all of your toes off the floor, press into your toe mounds so that you can feel them pressing into the earth. Feel that energy moving up from the earth into your legs. Place your toes down, starting from the big toe, ending with the small little pinky toe. Take a breath in, sigh it out. Notice if you hold more weight at the front of your foot or in the back of your foot, and try to spread it out. A lot of times we do that. We shift our weight, maybe more on one side, maybe more on the outer edge, maybe more on the back or the front of the foot. So I want you to spread that weight out, 4 corners of both of your feet. Open your eyes, and then as you inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Extended mountain pose. So as you're holding this posture, press into your feet, lift up through the belly, all the way up to the crown of your head and through the fingertips. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, your arms are going to reach out to the side. You're going to bend your knees, and we're going to flow all the way down to either the floor, or you can put your hands on your blocks.
And then we're gonna lift and lengthen the spine. So bring your hands to your thighs, and shoulders are gonna pull away from your ears, and your gaze is down at the mat. Legs are straight, spine is long. Stay there. Take one more breath. And then as you exhale, bring your hands back down to the ground or to your blocks. Bending both of your knees, coming into your chair pose. Let's bring our hands to heart center. All right, so just checking, look down at your feet, make sure you can see your toes. If you can't see your toes, then bring your knees back, bring your hips back so that you can. And then making sure you're not doing too much tucking of your tailbone. Think about lifting the sitting bones, lifting that lower belly, and your gaze should be straight ahead. Good. Holding this chair pose, breathing in and out. Noticing sensations in your body, and remember this type of work where we're using muscles really keeps you in the game, right? So you're not getting distracted by your thoughts or your worries. So continue to breathe. We'll take one more breath here. You're going to press down into your feet, straighten your legs, and then reach your arms up, extended mountain pose. Good. Look up at your hands. Right hand will hold your left wrist, and then stretch up, taking that half moon pose. You're going to be pulling that arm over to your right. Lift your gaze, turn your chest towards the sky. Come back to center, release your hands, and then just switch. Left hand will hold your right wrist, and then reach up first, and then over to your left. And then keep that chest nice and bright, opening it up towards the sky. Your gaze can lift. Check your feet, make sure they're equally weighted. And then come back to center. As you exhale, just release those arms down. Let them fall down. So relax them as they come down. Breathe in, side out. Inhale your arms up again. Extended mountain pose. Lift your toes. Press down into the four corners of your feet. Relax your toes as you sweep your arms to the side. Fold down. We're going to come down to the floor, stepping back to your plank pose, top of your push-up position. And then hold this pose for about 3 breaths. If you need to lower your knees, go ahead and do that. But I want you to feel strong. Lift your lower belly. Press out through the heels and the crown of your head. Good. Take your time to come down to the earth. Knees first, then hips, then the rest of your body comes all the way down. Setting up for cobra pose. Hands are going to go under the shoulders, maybe a little bit wider. Let's go ahead and press down into the tops of your feet. Press down into your hip bones. And as you inhale, lift your chest and try to pull your arms back. Exhale, come down. 2 more of these. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Take your time. Breathe through it. Nice, and then we're going to stack up our hands, coming to crocodile pose, so just relaxing here. Your third eye is also being compressed right here, so right on the backs of your hands. Bend your knees, and go ahead and circle those legs around. Breathe deep into your belly. Reverse the circles if you're circling. And just feel that breath moving all the way down as deep as you can get it. Diaphragmatic breathing, really nice for releasing stress. Reverse the circles again. Notice how this feels on your hips and your lower back as you're circling your legs. And then reverse the circles one more time around. Few, 3 or 4 times. Feels nice. Then relax the legs. Take one more deep breath in through your nose and exhale side out. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to press up tabletop, right? So back to your tabletop position. Breathe in and out. And then we're going to go into a low lunge. So if you want to bring your blanket or something to support your knees and perhaps some blocks, maybe for your hands to rest on. So hands on blocks are great here for this particular exercise that we're getting ready to do. So we're going to start with the right leg. Inhale, extend it back. And then exhale, bring it into your chest. And we're going to bring that foot all the way through. So notice if you have your hands up, it's easier to get that leg to come through. All right, so starting with a knee on the ground, we're going to rock forward and we're going to rock back. All right, so just moving forward and back, stretching out the legs. So if your hamstrings are tight or your hip flexors or quadriceps are tight, this will really get into it. So just breathe in and out as you move forward and back. Okay, we'll do one more back, and then we're going to come forward. So I want you to try to sink your hips forward as much as you can. Keep your knee and ankle one straight line here, but you can really sink down into that back leg. So feel that stretch. If you want to tuck your back toes under, you can, or you can keep your toes flat. Hands up on blocks are great because you keep your chest nice and open, shoulders are down, and we're going to stay here for about 3 to 4 more breaths. Try to relax. Notice if you're holding tension in the face or the shoulders. Soften your hips. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and make our way back. So you're going to bring that knee back underneath of your hips. Turn your blocks to the lowest setting and then place your hands on top of it. Let's go to downward facing dog pose. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Bend your knees, straighten them, pedal out your feet. Breathe in and out. Okay, and then we're going to step forward with the left foot. So you can stay up here first. Step the foot forward, then lower the knee. And then just get your ankle right underneath of the knee on your left leg. And then just kind of just come forward. Let your hips kind of drop towards the ground. Change your settings of your blocks to where you need them to be. And then we're going to go forward and back. Inhaling and exhaling. So make it your own. Let it feel good on your body here. We're just releasing tension in the hips and the legs. Stay tuned into your breathing. Notice if it becomes short and shallow, I want you to lengthen it. Okay, last one back, and then we're going to come forward and we're going to stay. So just receiving that stretch on your right thigh, right hip flexor. Feeling into the hips. Close your eyes, let everything go. Try to lengthen your out breath. Your last breath in. Exhale, side out. Come back to tabletop. Let's go to child's pose, but keep your blocks there. Let's put our hands on top of them. So knees are wide, big toes, and then just soften down and let your arms just relax over the blocks. Let your chest soften towards the earth. You're going to get a little more stretch in your chest, and you might feel it in your shoulders as well. Your head probably not touching the floor unless you're really flexible in the shoulders. Okay, and then lift your gaze, and then you can use your blocks again for your downward facing dog pose if you like that. So hands on the blocks, fingers spread wide. Come back to tabletop, tuck your toes under, and then float those knees up. Reach the hips up. Send the sitting bones away, so bend your knees and really stretch. Breathe in, side out. Breathe in again, side out. And then step your feet closer together. Bend both of your knees. And then we're gonna pick up the right foot, float it off the floor, let's slide it back until the toes come off the floor, and then just keep going with it. And then you're gonna bend your knee, we're gonna pull it into your chest, and we're gonna look ahead as you bring that foot forward. And you're gonna place it right between the blocks. Okay, so you're gonna have your hands still there. You can change that height again if you need to. All right, look ahead, so you're in a runner's lunge, that back leg stays lifted, spine is long. We're gonna make another transition. You're gonna step forward with the left foot. So come all the way up into your standing forward bend. Press into the four corners of your feet, and we're gonna roll all the way up. Roll the shoulders back, stand up nice and tall in your mountain pose. So feel that energy, the feet, the legs, from the shoulders down to the fingertips, from the tailbone to the crown. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, let's come to chair pose again. Bending those knees, looking down at your feet, make sure you can see your toes. Hips are back, belly's in. Make sure your tailbone isn't tucking. You have a little bit of space so that you feel like your tailbone is lifting. Find your breath here. All right, little weight shift onto your right foot, so much so that you can lift your left heel and then maybe lift up your toes. We're gonna step back with that foot. So you're gonna step back into warrior one. I'm just gonna blanket out of the way here. Yeah, make sure you have no props there. So you're in warrior one pose. So the heels drop down, hips are facing forward, hands are still at heart center. All right, once you have the legs set, hips are facing forward, we'll inhale both arms up high, and then just pull your arms apart so they're like a Y shaped. Turn your pinkies, so this, if you spin the pinkies in, try to relax the shoulders here. Your gaze is straight ahead. Check your neck and make sure your chin is not jutting forward. So pull that back so that the neck is long. Breathe in and out. And let your arms just fall forward and then pull them slightly behind your hips. Palms are facing each other. Then both of your elbows are going to stack up your forearms onto your lower back, right? So once you have that there, I want you to pull your elbows towards each other. Take a deep breath. Exhale, hinge forward. Right, so you're lengthening the spine. Find your gaze point on the floor ahead of your mat. Take another deep breath in through the nose, and then we're lifting up the left heel. Right, so heels lifted. We're getting ready to come into a balance. So I want you to take another breath here, and then when you're ready, you can float your foot off the floor. Your arms can reach back. You could also use your blocks. So you can put your hands here as you float the leg up. I want you to bend and straighten your standing leg a couple of times. Bend, tap your toe in the back, and straighten. Bend and straighten. And then you're going to bring that foot forward, ending in your standing forward bend. Good. Go ahead and roll yourself up. Soft bend in your knees. All the way up, roll the shoulders back. Mountain pose. Good, lift and spread your toes. Inhale your arms up high. Good, set your toes down. Press into the four corners of your feet. Palms together, hands to heart center, chair pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Last breath. Shift your weight onto your left foot, and we are going to lift up the right heel first. And then the toes, and you're going to slowly step back, land the toes, drop the heel. Right, so feel that energy through the feet, lifting all the way up into the lower belly, shoulders over hips. Inhale your arms up, spin the pinkies in, arms go a little wider, soft gaze. One more breath here. Let your arms fall to the side, and as you bring them behind you, just stack up your forearms on your low back. Elbows draw towards each other. Chest is open. Inhale, and as you exhale, we're hinging forward from the hips. So keep your spine long. Find your gaze point, your drishti. And when you're ready, lift up that right heel. getting ready to transition to your warrior 3. So you can work with hands on your low back, hands reaching back, or hands to blocks. And you can also tap and lift. You can bend the standing leg and straighten it as you lift. Good. And last one. And then go ahead and put your hands down to the floor to your blocks. Bend your right knee, bring it in underneath of you. Press down into your feet, roll up to mountain pose. Roll the shoulders back, close your eyes. Take a full breath in through the nose and exhale, side out. Good, shake out everything, shake out your arms, shake out your legs. And then we're gonna do the breath of joy, which I love the breath of joy. It's really exhilarating and it's relaxing at the same time. Okay, so the breath of joy is a movement with breath. So the inhale goes like this. It's inhale, 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 and then you exhale through the mouth as you fold forward like this. We're going to do 6 rounds of this one, okay? So it's in, and exhale. Last one. And then you're just going to stand up. We're going to close the eyes and just feel that energy swirling through your body. So you might feel it at your fingers, maybe at your head, maybe around your belly, maybe in your legs, maybe all those places. So we're going to slowly roll down to the ground. Bend your knees and go ahead and make your way into a child's pose. Use any supports that you want for your child's pose. So if you want to put that block under your forehead, maybe you like that variation, maybe hands on the blocks. And if you want to do that head rotation back and forth, it's really nice to release tension in your neck as well. Just that little pressure. Okay, a couple more breaths, just enjoying this posture. Just noticing your hips here, if you released any tension around the hips or the lower back. Okay, last breath. And then we're going to slowly come up. And we're going to make our way down to the floor. So we're going to be finishing up on the floor, so lots of good stuff coming our way. I want you to keep all of your props nearby. So you want your strap, you want your blanket, and you want your blocks all around you because we're going to be grabbing them at different points while we're down here on the floor. Okay, so go ahead and lay down on your backs and then just go ahead and spread yourself out. So you want to get your legs and your arms, just stretch it all out. Take up space on your mat. Okay, close your eyes. Little mini Shavasana. Coming down to the earth, I want you to check in. Legs are long, arms are long by your side. Check in with the neck and shoulders. Things feel different when you get on the ground and everything starts to release down. So I want you to just notice your hips, your shoulders. Notice if one shoulder feels higher than the other. If one hip feels like it's shifted or higher than the other. If one leg feels longer than the other. And this is just how you feel, not really how it looks, because it really just matters what it feels like in your body. It may feel normal to you, it might feel different, it might not even be that way, it just might be the way it feels in your body. And it could just be the stuck tension. All right, let's go ahead and bend your right knee into your chest. Would you just hug it in, and we're just gonna move the leg around in a circle. I want you to circle the ankle. Both directions. Wiggle your toes, flex and point your foot. And then if you have a strap or tie or whatever you're using, you're going to grab that and we're going to put it around your foot. So right around the toe mounds, the metatarsals, and then stretch your leg up. Now, if you get your leg up here and your hamstrings are really tight and it doesn't feel comfortable for you to be in this position, you can also bend your left leg. Right, so your option is keeping this leg straight or bent, whatever feels good in your body. We are going to make little tiny circles here. So use your arms to make the circles and try to let the leg relax into the strap. Let the leg feel supported. So we're trying to release tension in your hips. All right, so the circles are being created by your arms, not your leg and hip. Okay, and just go the other way. Small circles, very gentle, nothing too crazy. Just allow your breath to flow in with ease as you make these circles. Okay, go the other way again, circle. And then one more time the other direction, just little circles. And then just hold your leg in stillness. Again, just let your leg feel heavy in the strap, right? So that you're holding the leg up, that you're not using any muscular energy to hold your leg here. Just let it feel like it's dropping. And then you don't have to hold it up high either. You could just hold it to where it feels comfortable to you. So I'm just like, why it's like 45 degrees? Or somewhere in that neighborhood of spaces, not at 90, that's for sure. Because that's what feels comfortable for my leg and hip. I'm not trying to force anything. I'm just trying to let the hip release. I'm trying to let the bones just relax into the hip socket. Okay, now just bend your knee. You're still holding it in the strap. We're just going to bend and straighten. I want you to push your foot out into the strap. So we're getting a little more muscular action happening. And then go ahead and straighten out your leg, and then we're going to take it to the right and to the left. So just like a little windshield wiper, you're going to go from side to side. So you're going to feel a little bit more sensation in your inner and outer thighs as you're doing this movement. And again, nothing too crazy, just try to relax as you do the movement back and forth. Go last one. Come back to center, bend your knee, and just take your strap off and extend your leg. And then just let your arms rest by your side. I want you to check in. I want you to compare your right to your left. Notice if things feel a little different, if anything changed in your body. All right, bring your left knee in. Hold on to your shin, and then we're rocking here, back and forth, circling, and then moving the ankle, circling that both directions, wiggling the toes, flexing and pointing, and then the strap's going to go around the ball of your foot. Leg extends out, and you can choose to either have your right leg straight or bent. All right, and we're just going to do little circles here. So while you're doing the circles, remember the circles are being controlled by your arms, and your leg is just heavy in the strap. So use your arms. Let that take the weight of the leg. Go the other way. Circle again. You want to do about 4 to 5 circles. Reverse it. 4 to 5 circles, reverse it again. And we're going to do a set of 4. Just keep circling and then switch. Okay, last set, circle. Okay, come to center. You're going to bend and straighten a few times. Bend the knee, straighten the leg. Bend the knee, straighten it. Okay, and then hold it straight, and then go ahead and let your leg move to the right and to the left, like little windshield wipers, back and forth. It doesn't have to come all the way to the floor. It doesn't have to go all the way across your body. I want you to keep your shoulders and your hips on the floor. This is just very small movement, gentle movement, just trying to release that tension in the leg, in the hip, inner thighs, outer thighs, back and forth. Leg is heavy. Just let it feel heavy. The bones are very heavy in your legs. Feel the weight of the bones. Your last one. And then bend your knee into your chest. You're going to take your strap off and then go ahead and stretch that leg out. Again, I want you to check in and notice. Right? Maybe you're checking to see if maybe the hips feel a little more even or the legs feel like they're equal. Right, go ahead and bend both of your knees and place your feet flat on the floor. And then just do a couple little tucking and tilting of your hips and pelvis. Arms are going to relax on the floor. Shoulders are down. We're just going to do a couple little bridge pose. So tuck your tailbone, peel off. And then slowly release down. So just little pelvic curls, lifting, lowering, releasing tension in your lower back, finding a little more space between the vertebrae. So see if you can let each vertebrae drop down to the floor. And then I want you to peel up too. So tailbone comes up first, then your sacrum, lumbar spine, and then releasing from the top to the bottom. 2 more of these. Just a little bit of articulation of the spine. Last one. And then release down. And then take your arms up towards the ceiling. So feel backs of your shoulders on the floor. And then we're going to do one arm up and just relax the shoulder down and then just stretch up with the other arm. We did this at the beginning when we were seated. Now it feels a little different when you're on the floor because you have that feedback of the shoulders touching the floor. So you're going to lift one shoulder blade off the floor and then set it down. And then the other shoulder blade lifts and then you're releasing that. So notice that the elbows do not bend in this one. The movement's coming from your scapula. Lift and lower. Then just relax both of your arms down. We're going to bend the elbows, hold on to opposite forearms, and then widen out your legs. We're going to go into windshield wipers with arms. So let your knees drop to the left and let your arms go to the right. And then turn your gaze to the right. And then bring both back to center, and then we're going to switch it. Legs to the right, elbows to the left, and your gaze to the left. Center. And then keep going from side to side, remembering elbows moving in the opposite direction of the knees. And your head stays with your arms. So head and neck will turn in the same direction as your shoulders and arms. Good. One more each side. And then come back to center, bring your feet closer together and relax those arms down. Good. Hug your knees in, both of them into your chest. Separate your legs so they're wide. Flex your feet and then reach down between your legs and then grab onto the underneath of your ankles or your calves and then just hold it there. Maybe you're going to send your legs a little higher and rock from side to side. Try to keep your tailbone on the floor. Just a little relaxing, happy baby pose. Feel this massaging your lower spine and your sacrum. Back and forth. Good. Then just bring the soles of your feet together and just hold on to your ankles. Bring your heels in towards your glutes as much as you can, receiving that stretch in your inner thighs. And then hold on to the outer edges of your knees and bring your knees in. One hand on the top of each of your knees. You're going to pull your right knee into your chest and push your left one away and then switch it. So one knee is going to come in, the other one's going to go away. So your elbows are bending and straightening, alternating sides. So just slow it down if you want to. Make it a little faster if you want to. Just let your hips relax. Move the legs. then both knees in, and then we're gonna circle them. So you're gonna separate the knees, push them away, pull them together, and in. So it's out, away, in, towards each other, and then in towards the chest. So smooth it out, make circles. Okay, and then we'll go the other way. So you're gonna push both your knees together, away, separate them, pull them in, and bring them together. Push them out, pull them apart, pull them in, bring them together. And then smooth that out into a nice smooth circle. Lots of circles today because they feel good. Get a little massage. Last one around. Okay, arms up, legs up, stretch. Circle the wrists, circle the ankles. Again with those circles, right? Notice your wrist and ankles if they're cracking or popping here. Keep going until you can smooth that out, that you don't hear those cracks or pops anymore. Go the other way with the circles. And then one more time the other direction. And then shake it all out. Good. Relax the feet down. Relax the arms down. Okay, so we're coming to Shavasana. So I want you to get into the most delicious supported posture that you can create for yourself and whatever props that you have around you. So you have blankets, you have blocks, you might have a bolster, you might have pillows, you might have several blankets. So be creative and just consider where you would like to spend your Shavasana. If you want to do legs up the wall or legs over a chair, you could do that. But mostly you just want to make sure that your shoulders are happy and your back is happy. I always like to put some kind of support underneath in my thighs, and that really helps to release my back. But you guys pick what feels good, right? So make sure you're comfortable, make sure you feel supported, especially your neck and your head. You want to make sure the neck is nice and comfortable, that you're looking directly up towards your ceiling, not back. Right? So check your chin, make sure it's pointing up. And then you can separate the legs wide if you like a nice wide leg, which feels really nice on the lower back and the hips. You can take a reclined cobbler pose, like if you just want to bring your soles of your feet together, you can elevate that, right? And maybe put a blanket or something underneath, or pillows underneath your thighs if you need that. So you be creative, just make sure you're comfy and warm. So, but it's cold outside, make sure you have lots of warmth. Because when we stop moving, your body gets cold. All right. So take a deep breath in through the nose and just sigh it on out. And then just feel everything just releasing, surrendering towards the earth. Just let your legs relax, let them feel heavy. So the bones of your legs, your hips, and your pelvis completely releasing towards the earth. Your spine releasing, shoulders, upper back, and neck. And then let the back of your head feel heavy, releasing any tension there. And then you're gonna let the front of your body just melt in to the back body. So releasing the fronts of your feet, legs, hips, belly, chest, ribs, collarbones, arms, and your entire face is soft. Your jaw is unclenched. Your eyebrows and your third eye are relaxing. And then just feeling that breath as it flows in and out of your nose. Sigh it out. Let go of any stress, any tension. Just let it release towards the earth. And then just tune into your breath, allowing it to flow in through the nose, out through the nose. Feeling that rise and fall of your chest. The ebb and flow of your breath. Completely surrender. We're going to slowly start to bring your awareness back into your body. Begin to invite movement into your fingers, into your toes, just wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, and then moving into the legs, into the arms, maybe a stretch. And you can bend your knees, you can hug them into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Gently roll to one side. And then easing yourself up into a comfortable seat. And then once you arrive in your seat, once you close your eyes, just take a moment here to notice. Check in with your body, check in with your mind and your breath. Just noticing any shifts, any changes from your beginning of your class until now. And then we'll inhale, circle the arms up over your head. Join your palms together, pulling that intention back into your heart. And let's go ahead and revisit that intention or dedication. Find gratitude for your practice today, releasing stress, anxiety, and then on your next in-breath, thumb knuckles are going to move up to your third eye point, the space between your eyebrows. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Namaste.